loosen up all that mucus.
Yeah, I'm trying to shake it out.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Sarge. How's it going, handsome?
Oh, I'm great. There's snow everywhere, and I feel like shit. Let's talk about animals that aren't real.
Okay.
Maybe might be real. They could be real.
We'll see.
We just don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm sorry you're sick still. You look good though. You don't look miserable. You don't look as miserable as you sound because you sound like hell.
Oh yeah. No, I've taken a lot of drugs.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking so you're ready to party is what you're saying.
Yeah, I've got Sudafed, Dayquil, ibuprofen. I'm ready to fucking roll.
No, that's a cocktail if I ever heard one. All right. Well, again, sorry you're sick. I don't know. I got nothing going. I got glasses. I look like I should be drinking IPA.
They look good. Dude, they look good.
Don't patronize me.
This is an IPA podcast now.
It's so fucking.
Just gonna tell the long, detailed story of the birth of an IPA.
I look.
So what made you come up with Juice Newton?
I look insufferable. No one wants to talk to me.
No, I think you picked the right style. I think you picked the right style for your face. Those look good. I wouldn't lie to you. If they didn't look good, I'd be like, you look different. That's a new look.
It's just no one warned me that when you get glasses. I mean, obviously I knew I was gonna have to get used to them, like seeing through them because I'm looking through a pane of glass now. But no one told me about everything looks like a funhouse mirror. Like until my brain figures it out. Like, dude, when I first put them on, thank God I wasn't driving. My wife took me to go get the glasses, and I was in the passenger seat driving home wearing them. Dude, I thought I was gonna throw up. I thought I had like vertigo. Like he's like giving me like a panic attack. It's
pretty bad.
It's not cool.
The first time I got glasses, I looked down and I was like immediately freaked out because it looked like I was so much taller than I am.
Oh yeah, dude, my depth perception is fucked right now. Like I go to reach for something and I'm like, am I touching it? Am I close? I don't know. It's
You'll get used to it. It takes a little while, but it takes like a week or so, and then you're used to it.
Pretty much my advice for anyone out there: if you're thinking about getting glasses, don't. It sucks.
Yeah, just stay blind.
Yeah.
Stay blind,
dude. I can like see in like 4K now. It's wild, dude.
Like, is this what everybody else has been seeing this whole time?
Dude, I had them on and then I took them off for a minute, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, I really
can't see anything.
I should not. Like, I can see sound. Like, my eyesight is so good that I can like taste food better. Like, all my other senses, like. It's fucking wild.
You see the sound waves vibrating off of things.
Oh yeah, dude, it's bananas. Like everything is All right, Sarge, I know you're sick. I'm not gonna keep you. I think we have a pretty good episode. You kind of have an idea of what we're talking about, but you don't know
I'm very excited.
You don't know the full scope of what we're about to talk about.
I'm so excited.
All right, Sarge. So this week we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking religion, specifically Mormonism.
Bring on the funny underwear.
I just want to say up top that we are not religious by any stretch of the imagination, but we also aren't here to yuck anybody's yum. You know, if you're Mormon, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever, that's awesome. Whatever you need to believe to make you the best version of you, I'm all for it. Just as long as you're not hurting anyone, believe what you want to believe. But with that out of the way, we will be dragging the hell out of Mormonism because I personally don't trust a religion that was founded 50 years out from the invention of the car. So that's
yes. And things aren't great when the founder of your religion is tarred and feathered for banging everybody's wife. That's true fact. You can look it up.
Dude. Yeah, we're not going to dive too much into Joseph Smith. We'll get into a little bit about him.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
And a liar.
I'm sure most, if not all of you listening, are familiar with Mormonism in one way or another. But if not, let's just do a quick crash course of the Mormon faith. All right. So Officially known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or LDS if you're nasty. It was founded in the 19th century by known con man, fraudster, and literal convicted traitor, Joseph Smith. Smith claimed that he received divine revelations and some golden plates by an angel named Moroni. Moroni sounds funnier to me.
Moroni? I think it's Moroni. Moroni sounds like a Dick Tracy villain.
Hey, it's Moroni. I got these gold tablets here. Huh? You want to put them in your head? You take a look at them.
Hey. These are nice tablets you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to them.
Now, Smith took these gold tablets and used them to translate the Book of Mormon. Now, Mormonism, in some aspects, is the same as any other branch of Christianity, in the sense that there's a God, Jesus, heaven, hell, that sort of stuff. But it also deviates wildly from mainstream Christianity, as any good cult does. For instance, like bare bones, boilerplate, milquetoast Christianity primarily relies on the Bible for all of its teachings, whereas Mormonism includes additional scriptures like Doctrine of Covenants and Pearl of Great Price, which expands upon or sometimes just straight up reinterprets traditional narratives. Other ways it branches off of mainstream Christianity is that it teaches that humans existed in a pre-mortal state, meaning like we're kind of like little soul babies just kind of floating around before we get into a human body. It's kind of like that Scientology thing with like Thetans or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, so basically before we come to Earth in a human body, we're just little soul sperm, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, just getting penetrated by soul sperm.
Yeah. They also believe that God has a physical body. He's not just like a fucking... He's not everywhere, I guess. I don't really know. But he's a dude. He's just a guy. He's a chill guy.
He's just a bro. Yeah. He's just chilling out. He's just like the rest of us.
Yeah. And they also believe that the most faithful of the faithful can achieve godhood in the afterlife, which, I mean, that's pretty fucking gnarly. And given the chance, I would abuse the hell out of that power.
I would so abuse that.
Oh God, it'd be so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would, what I would do is if I attained godhood in the afterlife, if I was Mormon, what I would do is I would talk to people, like just random people, so that they seem crazy on the street. Like I wouldn't tell them I was, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't tell them I was like a god. I would just just fuck with people hardcore.
I'd be like, everyone knows you're masturbating. At least wash your hands after, you savage.
Just wait for someone to start touching themselves and be like, hey, cut it out. But one thing about the Mormon beliefs that I don't think many people know about is that the LDS Church has developed a unique, I guess you could call it, interpretation of biblical geography.
Oh yeah.
And this is where our episode can kind of sort of begin. So most, if not all, key events in the Bible take place in the Middle East, right? Like most religious...
The old country.
Yeah, most religious traditions put the Garden of Eden, for example, somewhere near Mesopotamia, which is now modern-day Iraq.
Yeah, I've been there. There's really not a lot of green space there.
Well, maybe Mormonism's for you, because our boy Joseph Smith, he doesn't ascribe to that theory. Smith claims that the true location of the Garden of Eden, the birthplace of humanity, is actually located in Jackson County, Missouri.
I've been to Missouri. It is like the meth capital of the world. I find it very hard to believe that is the cradle of civilization.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, it was. Why would you doubt this?
Because I feel like Adam and Eve were not methed out all the time. It would explain the incest for sure.
No. No. So the Garden of Eden, you guys might recognize that as the paradise on earth that God created for Adam and Eve before being cast out for eating some fruit. And the Mormons also believe this, but just like the 1958 classic by Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, the Mormons do a twist. I was proud of that one.
Brilliant.
No. In Mormon theology, that story of Adam and Eve is basically the same story with some big key differences. For one, Adam was actually Michael the Archangel. Now, this is kind of goes back to the soul babies thing. So
there's a lot going on here. This is a complicated tale.
Now, they also believe that Adam and Eve being kicked out of Eden wasn't really like that big of a deal, and that their fall from grace was like a necessary step in God's plan, because Adam and Eve decided to pretty much spit in God's face. Humanity was now able to experience mortality. They could fucking have kids, but not before marriage, of course, and they could progress towards exaltation in the afterlife. But even though this whole thing isn't seen as a sin in the eyes of the Mormons, Adam and Eve were still kicked out of Eden, and part of their punishment was to set up the first human civilization. Now, that settlement, the cradle of humanity, the birthplace of all to come and all that ever will be, is known as Adam Andi Amen. So it is at this site that Adam met his children and bestowed his blessings 3 years before his death. And according to Smith, this is also where the second coming of Jesus Christ will take place. Now, where do you think this sacred Mormon Mecca might be located, Sarge?
I mean, I don't know, Arrowhead Stadium?
Well, it's about 5 miles south of Jameson in Davies County, Missouri.
Ah, that would explain the 3,000 acres they own there.
Yeah, so they do own a lot of land. I didn't realize. I guess Mormons, they were big in Missouri for a while, and then there was a literal war to fucking kick them out.
They were kicked out. Yeah. And then they moved to Utah, and then they started killing a lot of people just for no reason.
Yeah, well, no, I guess they went to Illinois after. They've been everywhere. They're like, yeah, no one wants the Mormons.
It's like the Johnny Cash song, I've been everywhere, man. Because no one wants me here because of my weird underwear. I believe that's how the rest of the song goes.
It's pretty close, I think. Now, I know those of you listening who saw the episode title are probably like, fuck, dude, just get to the good part already. And Sarge, you're probably thinking the same thing because you don't know, you don't actually know like the points that I'm trying to get to by talking about all this.
I don't. I was not aware of any of this.
Well, here it is. So, you know the story of Cain and Abel, right?
Yes, of course.
Pretty well-known story.
Famous brothers.
Yeah. In a nutshell, the story goes like this. Cain and Abel, the sons of Adam and Eve, they each made offerings to God. Abel, being a shepherd, sacrificed a lamb. Cain was a farmer, so he presented God with some crops. For some reason, God, probably because he's a bloodthirsty psychopath and loves violence, he favored Abel's offering. He do
worship his son with a cannibalism ritual, so...
Yeah, he favored Abel's offering over Cain's. Now, Cain didn't really like that outcome, so he decided the best way to remedy the situation was to violently face fuck his brother with a big rock.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now,
the first murder.
Yeah. So turns out God only likes bloodshed when it's done in his name. So as a punishment for committing the world's first murder, he cursed Cain, marking him so that no one could kill him and condemning him to wander the earth for eternity. Now, the quote unquote mark of Cain has been up for debate for as long as this story has existed, which is like millennia. Some interpretations suggest it was some sort of physical feature like a deformity or a birthmark type deal. Others say it was like a divine aura, like dude's vibe just changed so no one could kill him or something like that.
Okay. So he's the Highlander now.
Pretty much, but some think he was transformed into a 7 to 10 foot tall hair-covered humanoid, better known today as...
Andre the Giant.
Bigfoot.
Oh, damn. That's a fucking twist I was not ready for.
Are you familiar with that at all?
No. Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah. Now, this isn't true for all Mormons, and for the most part, this is kind of Mormon folklore, but among some LDS members, this is what they think happened to Cain.
Oh my God, this makes my fucking day. Just when I think those fuckers can't get more silly, they get more silly.
Oh yeah, dude, this is next level shit. Now, why do they think this? I'm sure is probably what's on your mind right now, because that's a huge leap to make from being cursed by God to being fucking Bigfoot. Well, it all comes down to a man named David W. Patton, an early apostle of the LDS Church, who described an encounter he had with Cain in 1835 that was later published in Spencer W. Kimball's book, The Miracle of Forgiveness. Now, about this encounter, David said, quote, "As I was riding along the road on my mule, I suddenly noticed a very strange personage walking beside me. His head was about even with my shoulder as I sat on my saddle. He wore no clothing, but covered in hair. His skin was very dark. I asked him where he dwelt, and he replied that he had no home, that he was a wanderer on the earth and traveled to and fro. He said he was a very miserable creature, that he had earnestly sought death during his sojourn upon the earth, but that he could not die, and his mission was to destroy the souls of men, end quote.
Oh, it's a lot of exposition for just like a simple meeting.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then it goes on to say that once Cain spoke those words to him, David rebuked him in the name of Jesus Christ, and then he just went back into the forest or like disappeared or some shit like that.
I mean, I would have done the exact same thing. Like if I'm walking down the street and some dude's like, I rebuke you in the name of Christ, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to walk away from you.
But I mean, you could easily see how that can be fucking Bigfoot, though. Come on, if someone's head is to your shoulders while you're sitting on top of a mule, that's a big fucker.
Yeah, no, that's big, but that doesn't mean it's Bigfoot, you know? I mean, at that point, if you're that tall, everybody's got big feet when you're that tall.
Okay. Naked and covered in hair?
He could have been Albanian. You don't know.
Sure, sounds like, or he could have been Italian, fucking
Greek.
He could have been Moroni, hey, fucking Moroni over here. Yeah, walking over here. Get your mule out of the way. I'm fucking walking over here. I thought about death. I thought about death. I can't die. I can't fucking die.
You come here with your donkey. You fucking think you know everything. Get out of here. Get back on the L train or whatever they fucking have in New York.
I don't got no home. I wander. All right. Fuck. Leave me alone.
I killed my brother. I gave God some nice arugula. He said, fuck you. So I killed my brother. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it? Huh? Fucking bash his head into the rock. What are you going to do? That was a nice rock. Fuck that.
I grabbed my nicest rock.
And then we got blood on my rock. Hey, got blood on my tracksuit.
What are you doing over here?
Hey. This is velour. The fuck?
You know what I want to know is what would gangsters have worn before Jesus died? Because they don't have they can't wear the cross, you know?
Star David.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep, I forgot. Yeah. Good call.
But on the thinnest of gold chains.
Yes. Yeah, I know. It has to be a really thin gold chain.
Yeah.
That's opulence right there.
Yeah. Reading all this back after writing this script, I realized this is a goofy religion.
Yeah, it really is the silliest shit on earth. Like, I want to try and take it seriously, but I don't trust anyone who doesn't drink caffeine. Like, you don't drink alcohol, that's fair. I get it. It's not for everybody, but caffeine, come on. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's weird is that, like, when I was reading about Mormonism and like writing this all out and stuff like that, like, it didn't seem that weird in the moment. I mean, it's weird, but like,
yeah,
I think
all religions are a little weird.
I think I had to say all of this out loud. So,
yes.
To like really hear myself and be like, wow. All right, cool.
That's why when Mormons, like, when they ambush you in a parking lot, they try to give you a book because if they say it out loud, it's going to sound real dumb.
It's very true. Yeah, they kind of beat around the bush when they come to your door. You know what I mean? You have to figure out.
I do have a funny story about Mormons.
Hey, fuck it, we got time. Let's go for it.
This is brave. This is brave of them. So I went to the local liquor store, and I came out with some beer, and I got in my car, and I just about to start my car, and this squirrely little guy in his sidekick wearing a short sleeve white t-shirt with a black tie and a little name tag knocked on my window.
Ooh, that's wild.
And I'm like, bold choice this close to Boston that you're going to knock on the window of a car in a parking lot and not expect to get murdered.
But also a liquor store parking, like a Packy parking lot. Like that's even worse. Like that's where you get robbed.
My favorite thing about the entire encounter is with my window up, he like kind of leaned down and was like, would you like to come to church with us? And I didn't even respond. I just backed out of the parking lot and drove away. Like I looked at him and then I looked at my rear view, like my rear view camera and just backed out.
Yeah, dude. Like fucking, that's bold.
I've got a 12-pack of beer in the back of my car. I'm not going to join your weird fucking religion where I can't drink it.
Yeah, right. That's a weird place to convert people. I feel like AA meetings are like that's where you kind of convert people when they're looking for guidance, not someone who is actively in the midst of trying to get blackout.
Right, but I'm also like a fucking combat veteran. Like, don't knock on my window. That won't always end well for you.
Well, they didn't know
it's not like it's a secret. I've got a veteran sticker in the back of my car.
But does it say
you had to walk by it to knock on my window?
But does the sticker say, don't knock on my window, I'm a combat veteran, I will murder you?
I'm going to get that sticker. Dear Mormons, knock at your own peril.
Okay, let's get back.
You'll wish you were tarred and feathered, you little twerp. I could have folded that kid up and put him in my pocket. I was so angry.
He's just doing his best, man. Just
no, he didn't know. That's why I didn't kill him. He didn't know any better.
That's fair.
But I wanted to beat him to death. But I'm like, you know what? He's clearly not from here. This is a very different environment from Salt Lake City.
But anyways, back to
sorry about that.
Back to Mormon.
And to those two Mormon kids, if you happen to stumble upon this podcast, thank you for leaving the church. Because that's the only way you're listening to this if you left the church.
Back to Mormon Bigfoot. How are we feeling so far? So we have Cain. Cain got cursed by God. God turned him into Bigfoot.
This makes me so fucking happy.
And then an early apostle from the church had an encounter with Cain where he describes him as Bigfoot. How are you feeling good about this so far?
It makes my day.
I also learned that this dude Patton or whatever, the guy who had this encounter with Cain, aka Bigfoot, I learned that Patton's mom was baptized into the Mormon church by Brigham Young, that guy, whoever fucking.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
He's got a strong vintage there.
Yeah. So Patton's claims they spread throughout the Mormon communities, and then later, as stories of Bigfoot started becoming more prevalent, not just like in the Pacific Northwest, but all over the country. Specifically, there were some pretty big deal like sightings in Utah, I guess, and so it was a pretty easy jump for some Mormon people to like connect the two figures. Now, some believers, Mormon and non-Mormon alike, even suggest that Bigfoot's abilities, things like telepathy, interdimensional travel, and his supernatural elusiveness,
and being blurry all the time when people try to take pictures of him.
Yeah, this all could be linked to Cain's like divine punishment, reinforcing the idea that he was cursed beyond just physical wandering. And we'll get into it after. I was about to complain for a minute. So pretty much, to sum it all up, if you believe this theory, that means that every time someone spots a Bigfoot, they aren't just seeing a cryptid or some unknown species of ape. They are literally witnessing a biblical figure cursed by fucking God himself. And not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking rad.
It's kind of mind blowing.
Yeah,
that's kind of mind blowing. That's kind of how I feel every time I see Joel Osteen. Just cursed to walk the earth with that giant, creepy, fucking conjuring smile he's got.
Yeah, but anyways, so there you have it, Sarge. This is literally what this boils down to. This is the most roundabout way for me to tell you that I learned from watching a TikTok that Cain is actually Bigfoot. I just needed to tell someone about it.
Thank God TikTok came back, because this makes me so happy.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, dude. I learned about this and I was like, I have to do it. But just telling you this little Bigfoot section isn't a full episode. So I was like, I'll throw in some other Mormon shit. This is just a way for me to talk to you about this. See how you think.
It's so... they're just so goddamn weird. I had a roommate in basic training. It's a long story for those of you wondering why I had a roommate. There wasn't a lot of space for us, so I couldn't sleep in the bays. So 4 of us got stuck in this little room. Anyway, my roommate, the kid who slept in the bunk above me, was Mormon.
Yeah,
and I was curious. I wanted to learn more about the Mormon faith. And after about 20 minutes of him talking, I was like, oh, this is all bullshit. This is all silly. None of this is real.
Oh, yeah.
He was a nice kid. He was weird as fuck, though. And his Mormonism did not help him Like he was already a weird guy, and then he started talking about his religion, and I was like,
well, to be fair, any religion that was founded after the invention of the plane, I can take it or leave it.
Not great. Not great. There's a great show called American Primeval on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it does it's obviously a dramatization, so it's a little over the top, but it does a pretty good explanation of the Mormon massacres out in Utah.
Yeah. There's also Murder Among the Mormons is another good documentary as well. Like people.
That one's really good too. Yeah.
Mormons are fucking scary, dude. They
are terrifying people.
You did your episode on gang stalking, and you did not bring up the Mormons enough when it comes to that kind of shit. People that try to leave the church, they get gang stalks. Like this is like real gang stalking, not like people believing that.
Well, the same shit happens with
Scientology,
with Jehovah's Witnesses in Scientology.
It's because, hear me out, it's because they're not a religion. They are, say it with me now, a cult.
Yes,
thank you. Cult. That's why.
Anytime your religion stalks you after you leave it, it's not a religion. You're in a cult, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, so maybe let's not do that anymore. But again,
if you're scared to leave your religion, you are in a cult.
Yeah. If there's like real diabolical consequences for you deciding, hey, maybe this isn't for me. Like even the Amish have Rumspringa. Like they don't give a fuck. Like, hey, if this is for you, this is for you. If it's not, it's not.
Go out.
It's fine.
Yeah, go out, get wasted, fuck people, and if you don't like it, come on back and hang out. That's something I can get behind.
Yeah.
Let your kids run wild for a little bit. Maybe they'll get it out of their system and be like, you know what? I do want to churn my own butter.
I mean, I do, but not in front of God.
I don't want zippers.
Oh, fuck. I should have led with this. So I learned a bunch of weird Mormon stuff too. So we all know soaking, obviously.
Yes. Soaking.
So soaking is whatever. But then I forget what the term is called, but there's another thing where you soak, but you have a friend
jump on the bed
at the foot of the bed and they shake it for you. Now, so you're not doing any of the motion, but it's
amazing.
But then
they're so creative.
I learned something else too, and it's called sparking. And so sparking is basically so there's like different types of like dry humping in and zippering is basically when you're dry humping front to front, so your zippers are
okay.
It's called sparking.
So you risk the friction might burn you a little bit.
Hilarious. And
these people,
there was
in a desperate need.
There's another one too. Hold on, I gotta figure it out. Let me just I gotta make a phone call.
Hi, Mitt Romney.
Dave.
John. I have a question for you.
Yep.
You're on speaker right now. I'm recording an episode of the podcast. This episode is about Mormons, and I need what were the two? So there's soaking, and then what were the two dry humping ones called?
Zipper sparking.
Yeah.
One you go from the front.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, I think it started with an N. What was the other one? Now it's going to make me mad because I can't think of it right off the top of my head.
Why is it that we only remember sparking and not the other one?
Because zipper sparking's funnier.
That's true.
Durfing. That's what it is.
Durfing
and zipper sparking. All right, cool. Thank you, John.
You got it.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Durfing. There's no F. Why is there an F there's no F in dry humping? Why is there an F?
Durfing is non-penetrative sexual activity between members of the LSD, also known as provo. Hold on, wait, there's another one. It's called going to Yellowstone. I have no idea.
My God. These people.
Dude, I don't know. Anyway, so there you have it, Sarge.
Loophole makes me so happy.
I don't know how I'm going to edit this together, but this is a lot of stuff. But yeah, so there you have it. How you feeling? Good? Do you feel better?
I
lost for words.
I'm even more disappointed in this religion, if that's possible.
Yeah. No,
but I also think they're the most whimsically silly people on earth. Had they not murdered like over 100 settlers in Utah, I might even think they're comical.
I will say, I've met some Mormons in my day. They are very naive, very gullible, very, very sweet people. They're some of the nicest people you ever meet. Are they dumb as bricks? Probably. I'm not dumb. I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Naive.
That's
I guess fair, naive is probably the best way to put it.
That's the right word.
Their whole view of the outside world outside of their church is, I don't know where they're getting it from. It's wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, first of all, you live in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's wild because the surrounding areas are like the biggest party places in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. It's great.
They're brave. Brave and naive.
But there you have it, Sarge. That is the story of the Mormon Bigfoot. I don't know how I'm going to title this episode, but Mormon and Bigfoot will be in there.
I think you should also put derfing just for fun.
It'll be in the episode description.
Okay,
I'll make sure to link them all to the Urban Dictionary definitions.
Perfect. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Hashtag poop hole loophole.
That out of the way. You got anything you want to plug, promote, say, talk about, say?
Yeah. Get the coloring book. It's more relevant now than it has ever been, unfortunately. Saj's supernormal.com. $9.99. There's lots of pages and there's activities, so get that.
There is activities. I haven't done mine. Mine's still. I don't know if you can see it.
Mine's still in mint condition. I'm hoping one day it'll be a collector's item.
Yeah, mine's
for
just
me.
Kicking back there. All right. Well, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow us on TikTok, Cryptid Cocktail Party. We have a Patreon where for $3 a month you can just kick it, chill, support the show. We'll give you a shout out on the episodes. There's also another tier of $7 a month where you get unedited episodes, video episodes. You can see our dumb faces and all the mistakes and all the takes that I have to do to make this listenable.
And you get to look at all the fun stuff in my background.
Yeah,
in Baphomet, my Baphomet Christmas ornament that's hanging above my head.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have Baphomet. I have this is a Predator Christmas ornament.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That works too.
I like that we both have Christmas ornaments just hanging up in our, this is what it meant to be, Sarge. This
is why we linked up.
Exactly.
I was actually explaining to my brother-in-law last night. Last night I was at my cousin's 16-year-old birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about our podcast and he's like, so how did you guys get linked up? And I was like, well, we met on TikTok and then I came on an episode and then I just never left. And he's like, that's really cute. And I was like, yeah, it was definitely a meet cute.
It is adorable.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked out in both of our favors. We're killing it right now.
It really did. 100%. Certainly in my favor.
And both, I feel like this show took off after you came on. I mean, I'm not saying it was all you, but I mean, like,
no, it's certainly, I wouldn't either.
I'm saying that both of us alone couldn't do what we do together.
Right. With our powers combined.
Exactly.
That's what it is. With our powers combined.
Exactly. Very Captain Planet. Yeah.
And if you join the Patreon, you can watch me put my hands together in the powers combined symbol. So
yeah, alone,
you got that to look forward to.
If we were both Captain Planet characters, both of us would be Heart alone, but together we're like all of it. The useless of all of them separate, but together we're, so give us money if you want to hear more banter like that. And then,
you could have earned some extra. You could have entertained yourself for an extra 5 minutes.
Exactly.
It's going to get edited out of the actual recording.
Yeah, it might not. I don't know, but
we'll keep it in.
Leave us a rating and review. It's awesome. If you do, it really helps the show. And I think that's all. That's all I got to say.
So, hey, you guys,
mm-hmm.
I love you. And that's not just the Dayquil talking.
Is that you saying goodbye and I love you to the audience?
Goodbye and I love you to the audience. Dayquil is good.